All right, let's talk Alabama, San Diego State. This is going to be a good one, and you can grab 8 at DraftKings if you like San Diego State out of the Mountain West here. I'm not going to give away our play yet, but it's down to 7.5 at a lot of spots, including Circa. Total of 137.5. You and I both have opinions on this game. Now, watching the Aztecs all season, I think they match up fairly well with Alabama. They've got length. They've got enough size. They've got versatile defenders who can handle these tied shooters and guys like Brandon Miller. One thing about San Diego State's defense, and this has been true for most of the last 2 decades, they stick to three-point shooters. Mm-hmm. You don't get a lot of open looks against the Aztecs. And Alabama likes to shoot a lot of threes. They don't shoot a real high percentage. I got to think the San Diego State defense is going to be a challenge here for the Tide.
And number 1 in transition rate coming into the tournament defensively were the Aztecs, and they still have that title of number 1 in terms of transition D. And you saw it play it out Thursday against a Charleston team that likes to get up and down the floor. I know San Diego State got lucky with the foul at the end and making the 2 free throws and covering, but this is a Charleston team that was like, that's 29th in tempo, was actually higher than that because it accounts for the fact that San Diego State was absolutely able to slow them down.
57 points, that's all Charleston got.
And then the second round, that was just kind of a familiarity thing. So one of the things you want to keep in mind when you're doing these college basketball games, look at the coaching lineage, because that's what we had on Saturday with San Diego State and Furman. Bob Ritchie, before he got the head job at Furman, was the assistant to Nico Medved, who is now at Colorado State. Runs that same kind of modernized Princeton offense. Well, San Diego State sees that twice a year, and they've dominated Colorado State over the years.
They have, but they had to win in overtime out Fort Collins this year.
Yeah, they did, because Lamar Stevens just absolutely went off. But, held Furman to 0.83 points per possession, and that's a pretty good offense. Now, They don't have the dudes that Alabama has. Alabama probably the most athletic team, certainly, in the NCAA tournament, but they can play a little. I mean, statistically, they dazzle you. 3rd adjusted defensive efficiency, 1st in effective field goal, 1st in 2-point shooting on defense, 3rd in 3-point shooting allowed on defense. But sometimes you watch this team, and they can make some head-scratching decisions.
Oh, no doubt about it.
They take some questionable shots.
Scoring droughts.
Yeah, 8th highest 3-point rate, by the way, in the country. But yet, they only shoot 34.1%. I think they're 172nd, so just barely above the Mendoza line, really, in college basketball. So, I think this is going to be tough for Alabama. And Texas A&M, I know they got them back in the SEC tournament, but Texas A&M, kind of packed it in and let Alabama take a bunch of threes in the season finale. Alabama, by the way, went 7 of 36 for that game down there in College Station. So I think maybe a little bit of the same. And also Tennessee, another real rock fight type defensive team, did beat Alabama 68-59. And Alabama, 9 of 24, a little better from the 3. But Alabama can be held at bay by very good defensive teams.
Yeah, Tide can go cold from 3-point range. San Diego State's got issues with scoring droughts. Alabama had to come from 17 down on its home floor to beat Auburn late in the season. That was in Tuscaloosa. All right, so this is not a San Diego State team with a stud like Kawhi Leonard. You're not going to see that. Matt Bradley is a pretty good player. I think it's just a solid team defensive effort. Brian Dutcher does a hell of a job as a coach, and you can bet he's going to study every defense that's been effective against the Tide this year, and he's going to be prepared for this game. Wes, I like San Diego State +8 and under 137.5. I think the Aztecs have got to slow this game down, and they've got the personnel to do it.
Yeah, make that 2 for 2, because I'm on the same side and total. And I think this is one of those games, as you mentioned, it's correlated. If you like San Diego State, you are going to like the under in this game. If you like Alabama, you're going to like the over. A clash of styles here, but I'm going to take the defensive style to stay within the number.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.